Good evening. Welcome to the meeting of the Plymouth Community School Board for September 4th, 2018. If you'll join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This will be our regular meeting. After the regular meeting, we'll have a budget hearing. So I know everybody's excited for that, so just hang on. We'll get there shortly. So for our regular meeting, our first item would be to set the agenda. Are there any additions or corrections?
Yes, under the consent agenda, we added claims 6, 7, 8, 9, as well as the accounts payable and payroll summaries, resignation from Plymouth High School, and an additional student activity request from the nominee.
Those additions, I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The agenda is set. Item 1.3, audience participation. Are there members of the audience that would like to address any agenda items this evening? We'll have another chance at the end of the meeting if you get inspired. Thank you for being here. Okay, on to section 2, focus on learning. This evening we have Plymouth High School.
Yes, they are going to spotlight their senior audit process that they've done. Now the second year.
So we wanted to come with something a little different this year. Senior audit. One of our goals as a school is that every student leaves with a plan on what they're going to do next. And so Mrs. Porteous and the guidance department has instituted senior audits and actually junior, sophomore, and freshman audits that every year we'll look at transcripts, and it changes a little bit as they go. And how let Mrs. Porteous and our students explain how that works.
So we've wanted to do this process for a long time and just never figured out a way to do it well. So then with the self-study that we got to do applying for the Lilly grants, as well as the work we did with our community through being recipients of the E-Wing grants, we were able to kind of bring things together a little bit better. We also are able and fortunate to have Kelsey Flynn act as our college and career coordinator in our center, what we call the GO Center. And that was an idea that we got when we traveled to Texas to see some of the things that they were doing there. And so with all those things put together, we started the senior audit process last year, and it went really well. And I'll tell you that this year was much better. So the senior audits, what it just looks like overall is that every senior, in 4 days, we see every single senior. So, well, those who are present. So then they will come in, they sit with their counselor, they review their transcript to make sure they are on track to graduate. And then we have given them a survey ahead of time, so we have an idea whether they want to do a 2-year plan, a 4-year plan, whether they want to go straight to the industry and military, and then we kind of group their appointments around that. Mrs. Flynn worked so hard to make sure we had good representation from everywhere, and so we had several industries there. We had Ivy Tech, we had IUSB, we had Insilla, we had several members of the military. Work one was there. Once they're done with their counselor, making sure they're ready to leave here appropriately, then we send them to wherever they need to go to get more information. So we brought some of our best and finest here, so I'm going to let them talk to you about what their experience was like.
I'm Jackson Lee. My future plans include going to a 4-year university, particularly Cedarville University. It's in Ohio. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, so that's my goal. So when I went up there, the first thing that they have up there is Flynn sitting at a cluster of tables, getting seniors asking, what they're going to do, what their plans are. And then, for me, it was, with being a 4-year university, go to Parchment, which is our transcript reviewing and sending out program that we use. So get signed into that, or logged in, signed up, and just kind of get that ready to go. So when you do apply and you do need to send your transcripts, that's ready to go. And then this one was also getting people started on the Common App for different schools. I'm accepted in the senior role, and I didn't have to do that, but for a lot of people, that was the next step, just so, because so many schools take it, just get that ready to go. And then it was just meeting with the counselor and making sure that everything, all the credits are there, and we're ready to go for graduation. So that was kind of the 4-year plan.
And one of the things about Jackson is that he's also a Go Team member. So he is an aide during one of his class periods. He works in the Go Center. So that was something that we added new this year. So he learned to do some of the things that we need all of our seniors to be able to do. So when they came up, Mrs. Flynn would get them started on their parchment account, but then we had kids that could help them walk through and make sure they did that part together. And then they are present in the Go Center all along. If kids come down and ask questions, we have peers that can help them out as well.
I'm Kelsey Vance. The senior audit was good for me. I got to talk to my counselor about where I'm at graduating. And also I signed up for Instilla College, which I'm going to go to for culinary. I'm actually in a culinary vocational right now. It's under Instilla. And like when I graduate high school, I want to go to Instilla, graduate with a business degree, and then go to culinary school in Texas to get more experience. Then open my own restaurant when I'm 25. It's been cool. I started cooking around 2014, but that's when I got passionate about it. When I found out there's more opportunities for culinary through Instilla, I was like, that's the culinary I want to go to, so, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Summer, so I'm the military girl. Going to senior audits, I went in and talked to my counselor. Am I on track to graduate? Am I going to be able to graduate this year, which I'm going to. In June, I am leaving for basic training. I'm going to the Army. And going to the senior audits, I got to meet with each branch. I originally wanted to go to the National Guard, but things just didn't turn out the way that I wanted to, so I decided that I'm going to go to the Army. And talking with Mrs. Flynn about getting the parchment stuff ready and everything, I'm able to go to any college that I want to in the United States, funded by the Army. So being able to get my parchment ready and send it out to any college that I want to go to really helps me out. So, yeah, that's it.
I'm Jesus Barker, and when I went to senior audit, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to go into manufacturing, specifically CNC. I'm in the precision machining technology program here at the high school, and I went in and I spoke to one of the ITAMCO representatives at senior audit, and he spoke to me about internships later on this year that I could be a part of, and other opportunities there. And he also told me that once you are in their workforce, or they're like sending their own workers back to school and paying for their education to like get them more certifications, stuff like that. And then once I was done talking to him, I spoke to Mrs. Flynn, and she told me about, actually Ms. Porteous told me about this thing called Next Level Jobs, and that really like opened my eyes, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to a 4-year college or a 2-year college, or exactly what I want to do. And that helped me out a little bit more, because now I'm thinking about going to
So, Casey spoke about Next Level Jobs, which is an initiative in Indiana. I'm not sure if you're all aware of, but graduates of high school in Indiana get a certificate at Dr. Vincent's, and high demand, high wage jobs for free. So we make sure our kids, especially when they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So then let's sign you up right here so that you have that option down the road. So we're very excited about that. And then, like Mr. Olson said, these are our senior audits. So we start with them in August. In November, we will do a similar process with this year's juniors. And we will still bring in the industries and the colleges for them. It's also a process for them to choose their senior year courses. So we have that option. We will do a similar process with the sophomores and the freshmen. We don't bring in quite as many people. We bring more information, not as many actual representatives. And then we actually do this process with the 8th graders as well. So we'll go over, make a big party of it. In 4 days, we will see everybody they'll transition then to us, give us an idea of what plans they're working towards then. And that's us. Nervous. Any other questions or?
Very neat program. What about students that you find that possibly have not met the requirements or?
The graduation requirements?
Yes.
That is something that happens sometimes, but that's a good reason for us to have them there as well. So with my students who are maybe not quite on track, first of all, they left with a plan for I know how to finish strong so I can get out of here with my diploma. They also then saw the opportunities, why would I work that hard? Because you can see these people are waiting for you to come work for them. So they still sat with industry. Some of them got much more fired up to get finished with them.
Good.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have questions. So we have a good sampling here.
We do.
Yeah. So before I ask individual questions, you all get ready. So what is the parent awareness of these discussions in terms of my daughter can do, oh, that's the first time I've heard of that she wants to do this or she wants to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of awareness or communication is there with parents?
That's an area that we still would like to improve. We do tell parents that they can come, so we put it out there that it's coming there. They don't generally do that. Remember that starting tomorrow, we put out a weekly newsletter with anything that we talk to the kids about is going to go out to the parents as well. So they'll have that opportunity as well.
And I had a question similar to Larry. Senior year is kind of a little bit late if you're not on track, but that will be addressed probably more so in the junior audits, I suspect.
I assure you that those who are not on track have been talked to more than once today.
So Cedarville, why the focus on Cedarville?
Well, the story there is, my mom graduated from there.
Not to get personal.
That's fine. My mom graduated from there, and we were taking a trip, sophomore year, spring break, we were taking a trip out to Liberty University, because that's where I thought I wanted to go, and my mom was like, we're going to stop here, it's in Ohio, it's on the way, we shouldn't do it, and we went, and I fell in love with it, so we've gone back since, and
So she made up your plan and
yeah,
sent you
and it just kind of worked out that way, so, yeah.
That's great. So how many students do you find coming in that are that focused? This is where I'm going.
A handful.
Yeah.
A handful. So usually because it's a family tradition or something like that. I'll also have kids that are really focused on maybe a style, like I need to go to the East Coast, or I want to go out of state, those kinds
Larger
of things.
schools, smaller schools.
Yeah, those kinds of things. We always encourage them that we want them to have safety schools, right? So I want you to have, like, let's dream. Yeah, we're all going out to San Diego, whatever you want to dream about, but let's have an Indiana school as our backup plan, just to make sure that if all else fails, we get advantage.
So the military. Awesome. So how long have you been focused on that?
Ever since I was a little girl, my grandpa served, and so it's just like kind of dream of mine. And so yeah, in June I'm gonna go to basic training for combat medic in the Army.
And that'll be there.
Fort Lauderdale.
That's awesome. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Culinary. So your restaurant you're going to open, that's going to be in public, correct? What do we have to do to make that happen?
I'll probably think about it.
Keep your mind open.
Yeah.
And manufacturing. So the discussion with ITAMCO, how influential was that?
Well, I had already thought about going there. And during the summer, I was looking for a different job. And I called Overtool. And I talked to them and I told them that I was in the program at the high school. I started programming my junior year. And after that, I had 2 certifications after my junior year. And I told them that, and I told them that I was 17 and that I was turning 18 soon. And I got an email back about applying for a part-time job or position there and getting some more experience. So.
One of our kids was very personable. He didn't just go to the second year of precision machining without even thoughtfully looked at all of the programs and really decided that this was the best fit.
Very good.
Anything else?
Those are my questions. Thanks for taking time to catch up. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great program.
Thank you.
Good luck to all of you. Where are you going? I told you we had a budget here.
Yeah, leave that in your hands.
Okay, we'll move on then to section 3, which is our consent agenda. Are there items within the consent agenda a board member would like to have pulled out, considered separate? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Business transactions, 4.1, business update project.
Happy to have Derek Anderson from the Skillman Corporation back with us to share an update on our project.
Good evening, how's everybody?
Good.
Last month's been pretty, productive, I would say. We got one of the pictures, we have about once a month or every month and a half, we'll have a drone. We have a guy in our India office comes up, and he hits all of our projects and flies his drone over the site and takes pictures. These were taken on August 18th, I believe. So this is the two-story academic wing. This is Unit A, we'll call it. So these are the footings and foundations in place at that time. Again, this is just another view. The bottom picture is looking towards the existing building. That's the gym area. And then on the left-hand side, that's the new locker room area. There's some little more close-up of the gym, and then that's right in the middle of the building. So they're working their way from the gym area, and they started the two-story academic wing. So they're working from that two-story back towards the middle to close everything off. We decided the gym area first because it's the bulk of the production for the masonry contractor, so we've been trying to attract more masons, get them here. So if they have a lot of work in place or ready to go, it's easier for them to get more people to come out. And then they know the job's going through the winter, so that's another plus to keep a steady crew on the site. The bottom picture, these are more recent ones. They started underground plumbing for all the locker rooms and the showers and bathrooms in that area. These guys, they're continuing the excavation for the footings over in units. This is Unit B, which is the other half of the two-story addition. The bottom one is just another gym wall area. There's some more plumbing in the locker rooms. Pipe size is pretty big for what we're trying to pick up there. There's also some roof drains that will be tied to that. Separately, we got the steel on site. So for the gym walls, we have to have some areas with steel columns and some beams to carry the masonry once we got a certain height. So now with that set, they can continue running the walls up in those areas. So the whole gym's done and ready for them to right block. Right now we got about 3 or 4 masons on site. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 masons on the project, and they're continually, probably by the end of the week, there should be 5 to 6, and then next week there should be about 7 to 8, and then at that point, we're just hoping we get 10 to 15 on the project. So that's our goal. We get 10 to 15 in, we split them up. Once they get the gym so far, we'll split them up and jump them over to that academic 2-story addition. Get those walls, and the goal is to have at least the first floor enclosed by winter time so we can heat that area and then start pouring slab on grade.
I have a question. So I could sense a little nervousness about getting masons on site.
Yeah.
And I've heard some other projects I'm working on that that's an issue. How many did we plan on versus the 10 to 15 or whatever numbers you?
Well, we always plan for as many as we can get. That's kind of why I set it up the way I did, to make it attractive. Some of the other projects that are struggling around the state are in communities that are somewhat rural. You guys, right now they have the choice, if they want to drive 20 minutes or they want to drive an hour and a half to work. Plymouth, there's already the 2 or 3 we have are live in Plymouth. And I've heard there's about 6 or 7 that live in Plymouth that want to come out. So we're working on getting them on the site. A job like this, probably 15 to 20 would be enough to get it done in the time frame we want. And it's just, again, it's managing the areas that we need to have ready for them. And that's communicating with electricians, plumbers, steel guys. You know, if it's ready in there, then they'll stay. That's the hard part. With a big school like this, there's plenty of areas that we'll have ready to keep them on the site and keep them working. But yeah, it's a state problem. It's probably a nation problem with masonry count for the masons themselves. And we have a few projects that can still battle. And it's a real issue. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but it's an industry problem.
Do you feel you're pretty much on schedule? Or
Yeah, our goal was to start masonry walls around mid-August. We did that. We started in the gym mid-August. Now it's just, everything's ready for them to get them going and keep them going. Foundations in A are complete. So they're working on wrapping up probably 2 more weeks. B will be done. The other half of the 2-story. So there'll be, those gym walls are double width, a 12 and a 6. So there's a lot of work. It looks like they're going slow when you look out there, but they gotta lay 2 blocks for every course, and those 12s aren't easy to lift up and set on the wall every time. So that one is gonna take some time, but once they get enough guys, they can, like I said, bounce down to the 2-story addition over there, 2-story apartment building. But overall, I'm happy with what we have and what's been going on. Teams always ran on the weekends or at night here, so awesome. We don't lose that. I don't think we've had any really rain days. We're pouring concrete just about every day, which is good. A lot of the stuff that's been going on you don't really see because it's below grade or at grade. So now you're starting to see it come out of the ground. And it's really good, I think. Again, the masons, as long as we can get, Zielkowski's the masonry contractor, they're a big firm. They do a lot of work around the areas, statewide probably. So, they have crews, and they're just now picking them up and bringing them in. And a lot of the school projects we're finishing up this summer, they're now in the stages where they're done. So more guys are looking. So, any other questions?
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, we're trucking along. Winter's gonna, hopefully we get a decent winter and it gets cold for a week or 2. It happened once. Alright, okay. Appreciate it. Alright, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, section 4.2, consider new and revised policies.
Second reading on the group policies there, just as a brief summary, there are policies related to anti-harassment, discrimination, just basically pertaining to either retention of records associated with incidents such as that, updating 504 procedures, as well as describing the informal complaint process for folks. There's a teacher appreciation grant in there, that policy that we update yearly. And this year it talks about adding 50% of that to the base salary for teachers, procedures for necessary drug and alcohol testing for CDL drivers. Something else typically is, as it always is, relates to updates either from state statute, federal rules, regulations, or judiciary proceedings.
This is for our action this evening, so we'll get it on the table. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions or comment on the policies? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Section 5, superintendent remarks.
Well, it's a pleasure to, before you in this meeting, again recognize Plymouth High School. Today we're recognized by the U.S. News and World Report as one of the best high schools in Indiana, 25th overall. It's not our first time with that recognition, but it's always a pleasure to acknowledge that and to thank students and staff for all the hard work they put into making the high school great. Mrs. Porteous has left. She, Mr. Brown, as well as a handful of others, have been trained as trainers in our Safe Talk program. Those workshops began last spring and have been continuing throughout the district into this fall. This not only complies with requirements of state law, but it's something that we work to begin implementing as a result of our Blue Ribbon Committee pertaining to student health and wellness as they work towards suicide awareness and prevention. So it's really been a great thing. I'm highlighting because I participated in it here recently, get my certification. It's really a worthwhile process for us to engage in. I'm happy to report that the welding lab is nearly finished. There are just a couple of remaining parts here. The students are able to start working on half of it that's been operational. And we're just excited about this program. The demand was there, the interest is there, it's nearly full. I say nearly, there's one seat open on it. It's a cooperative program, shared program through our vocational cooperative. We're excited about the opportunity that it's going to create for kids. And I don't have a date yet, but we are working on in the coming weeks having just a community celebration to thank community partners we've had for this project who've already assisted in it or have indicated their desire to participate and partner with us. Lastly, just a month into the school year here, and I'm happy to say that we've had a positive start. The deliberate work that's being done to build positive relationships within our buildings, our students, has been highly visible, and that is a critical step in ensuring all of our students are going to achieve a high level. So with that, I appreciate everyone's intentionality and efforts toward that. After our budget hearing, but our next meeting will be Tuesday, October 2nd, 7 p.m.
Good. Any questions, Randy? Thank you. Actually, the audience has thinned tremendously. Any questions on the agenda items or comments? Yes?
I think I already know the answer, but all the clubs, like the Chinese Club and the FFA, those are all self-funded, is that right? Except for maybe sponsoring?
Correct. The sponsors are supported through the master contract, the ECA stipends, and everything else that they do would be through.
So the Chinese Club would have to have fundraisers and parental support or whatever it is.
Correct. Support the activity.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Everybody feel good?